Hey, sixth graders. All right. So we are continuing with the crossover. All right. And just to take care of where we are at, basically, we finished up, if you remember, the bet part one. And if you're keeping score, it's actually we're on page 31 of the PDF. But if you're in the book, we're actually on page 33. He adjusts. Basically, they come in at halftime. They're down. They're down by 7, right? Coach, is giving them like the little pep talk. They do some dancing. They do the cha-cha slide, and then he and his brother JB, so Josh and JB Jordan, have a bet. He touches his hair. That's the last thing we read. Okay, here we go. If my hair were a tree, I'd climb it. I'd kneel down beneath it and enshrine it. I'd treat it like gold and then mine it. Each day before school, I unwind it. And right before games, I entwine it. These locks on my head, I designed it. And one last thing, if you don't mind it, the bet you just made, I decline it. The bet, part 2. If I lose the bet, you want to what? If the score gets tied, he says, and if it comes down to the last shot, he says, and if I get the ball, he says, and if I don't miss, he says, I get to cut off your hair. Sure, I say, as serious as a heart attack. You can cut my locks off, but if I win the bet, you have to walk around with no pants and no underwear tomorrow in school during lunch. Vondi and the rest of the fellows laugh like hyenas. Not to be outdone, JB revises the bet. Okay, he says, how about if you lose, I cut one lock, and if you win, I will moon that nerdy group of sixth graders that sit near our table at lunch. Even though I used to be one of those nerdy sixth graders, even though I love my hair the way Dad loves Krispy Kreme, even though I don't want us to lose the game, odds are this is one of JB's legendary bets I'll win because of that's a lot of ifs. The game is tied. When JB's soft jumper sails tick through the air, tock, the crowd stills, tick, mouse drop, tock. And when his last second shot, tick, hits net, tock, the clock stops. The gym explodes. It's hard bleachers, empty, and my head aches. Uh-oh, he lost the bet. In the locker room. After the game, JB cackles like a crow. He walks up to me grinning, holding his hand out so I can see the red scissors from Coach's desk, smiling at me, their steel blades sharp and ready. I love this game like the winter loves snow, even though I spent the final quarter in foul trouble on the bench. JB was on fire, and we won, and I lost the bet. Time to pay up, filthy, JB says, laughing and waving the scissors in the air like a flag. My teammates gather around to salute. Filthy, 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 they chant. He opens the scissors, grabs my hair to slash a strand. I don't hear my golden lock hit the floor, but I do hear the sound of calamity when Vondi hollers, "Oh, snap!" Calamity. An unexpected, undesirable event, often physically injurious. As in, if JB hadn't been acting so silly and playing around, he would have cut one lock instead of 5 from my head and avoided this calamity. As in, the huge bald patch on the side of my head is a dreadful calamity. As in, after the game, Mom almost has a fit when she sees my hair. What a calamity, she says, shaking her head and telling Dad to take me to the barbershop on Saturday to have the rest cut off. Mom doesn't like us eating out, but once a month she lets one of us choose a restaurant. And even though she won't let him touch half the things on the buffet, it's Dad's turn and he chooses Chinese. I know what he really wants is Pollard's chicken and barbecue, but Mom has banned us from that place. In the Golden Dragon, Mom is still frowning at JB for messing up my hair. But Mom, it was an accident, he says. Accident or not, you owe your brother an apology, she tells him. I'm sorry for cutting your filthy hair, JB laughs. I'm sorry for cutting your filthy hair, filthy, JB laughs. Not so funny now, is it? I say, my knuckles digging into his scalp till Dad saves him from the noogie with one of his lame jokes. Why can't you play sports in the jungle? He asks. Mom repeats the question because Dad won't continue until someone does. Because of the cheetahs, he snaps back, so amused. He almost falls out of his chair, which causes all of us to laugh and get past my hair issue for now. I fill my plate with egg rolls and dumplings. JB asks Dad how we did. Y'all did okay, Dad says, but JB, why did you let that kid post you up? And Filthy, what was up with that lazy crossover? When I was playing, we never. And while Dad is telling us another story for the 100th time, Mom removes the salt from the table and JB goes to the buffet. He brings back 3 packages of duck sauce and a cup of wonton soup and hands them all to me. Dad pauses and Mom looks at JB. That was random, she says. What, isn't that what you wanted, Filthy? JB asks. And even though I never open my mouth, I say, thanks, because it is. That's nice. Missing. I am not a mathematician. A plus B seldom equals C. Pluses and minuses, we get along, but we're not very close. I am no Pythagoras. That might be one to ask about. And so each time I count the locks of hair beneath my pillow, I end up with 37 plus 1 tear, which never adds up. 1 tear, because he's sad. The inside of Mom and Dad's bedroom closet is off limits, so every time JB asks me to go in there to look through Dad's stuff, I say no. But today, when I asked Mom for a box to put my dreadlocks in, she tells me to take one of her Sunday hat boxes from the top shelf of her closet. Next to her purple hat box is Dad's small silver safety box with the key in the lock and practically begging me to open it. So I do, when unexpectedly, what are you doing, Filthy? Standing in the doorway is JB with a look that says, busted. Filthy, you still giving me the silent treatment? I really am sorry about your hair, man. I owe you, Filthy, so I'm going to cut the grass for the rest of the year and pick up the leaves, and I'll wash the cars or even wash your hair. Oh, you got jokes, huh? I say, then grab him and give him another noogie. So what are you doing in here, Filthy? Nothing. Mom said I could use her hat box. That doesn't look like a hat box, Filthy. Let me see that, he says. And just like that, we're rummaging through a box filled with newspaper clippings about Chuck Da Man Bell and torn ticket stubs and old flyers. And, whoa, there it is, Filthy, JB says. And even though we've seen Dad wear it many times, actually holding his glossy championship ring in our hands is more than magical. Let's try it on, I whisper. But JB is a step ahead, already sliding it on each of his fingers until he finds one it fits. What else is in there, JB? I ask, hoping he will realize it's my turn to wear Dad's championship ring. There's a bunch of articles about Dad's triple doubles, 3-point records, and the time he made 53 free throws in a row at the Olympic finals, he says, finally handing me the ring, and an Italian article about Dad's bellissimo crossover and his $1 million multi-year contract with the European League. You should look up what bellissimo means. It's Italian. We already know all this stuff, JB. Anything new or secret type stuff? I ask. And then JB pulls out a manila envelope. I grab it, glance at the private stamped on the front. In the moment that I decide to put it back, JB snatches it. Let's do this, he says. I resist, ready to take the purple hat box and jet. But I guess the mystery is just too much. We open it. There are 2 letters. The first one reads, Chuck Bell, the Los Angeles Lakers, would like to invite you to our free agent tryouts. We open the other. It starts, your decision not to have surgery means that realistically, with patella tendonitis, you may not be able to play again. Patella tendonitis. The condition that arises, so look at here, patella tendonitis, noun. So even like dictionaries tell you about nouns and verbs. The condition that arises when the muscle that connects the kneecap to the shin bone becomes irritated due to overuse, especially from jumping. As in, on the top shelf of Mom and Dad's closet, in a silver safety box, JB and I discovered that my dad has jumper's knee, aka patella tendonitis. As a rookie, my dad led his team to the EuroLeague championship, but thanks to patella tendonitis, he went from a superstar with $1 million fadeaway jumper to a star whose career had faded away. As in, I wonder why my dad never had surgery on his patella tendonitis. Sundays after church. When the prayers end and the doors open, the bells hit center stage and the curtain opens up on the afternoon pickup game in the gym at the County Recreation Center. The cast is full of regulars and rookies with cartoon names like Flapjack, Scoobs, and Cookie. The hip-hop soundtrack blasts, the bass booms, a crowd looms. There's music and mocking, teasing nonstop, but when the play begins, all the talk ceases. Dad shovel passes the ball to me. I behind the back pass to JB, who sinks a 20-foot three. See, this is how we act Sundays after church. Basketball rule number 2. Random text from Dad. Hustle, dig, grind, push, run fast, change, pivot, chase, pull, aim, shoot, work smart, live smarter, play hard, practice harder. Girls. I walk into the lunchroom with JB. Heads turn. I'm not bald like JB, but my hair's close enough so that people sprinting past us do double takes. Finally, after we sit at our table, the questions come. Why'd you cut your hair, filthy? How can we tell who's who? JB answers, I'm the cool one who makes free throws. And I holler, I'm the one who can dunk. We both get laughs. Some girl who we've never seen before in tight jeans and pink Reeboks comes up to the table. JB's eyes are ocean wide, his mouth swimming on the floor, his clownish grin embarrassing. So when she says, is it true that twins know what each other are thinking? I tell her, you don't have to be his twin to know what he's thinking. While Vondi and JB debate whether the new girl is a knockout or just beautiful, a hottie or a cutie, a layup or a dunk, I finish my vocabulary homework. And my brother's vocabulary homework, which I don't mind, since English is my favorite subject and he did the dishes for me last week. See, you can play basketball, be good at it, and love English. But it's hard to concentrate in the lunchroom with the girls' step team practicing in one corner, a rap group performing on the other, and Vondi and JB waxing poetic about love and basketball. Waxing poetic is a phrase that means just like really talking deep, right? Deep and like coming up with really interesting ways to talk about something. So when they ask, what do you think, filthy? I tell them, she's pulchritudinous. Pulchritudinous, adjective, having great physical beauty and appeal. As in, every guy in the lunchroom is trying to flirt with the new girl because she's so pulchritudinous. As in, I've never had a girlfriend, and if I did, you better believe she'd be pulchritudinous. As in, wait a minute, why is the pulchritudinous new girl now talking to my brother? Uh-oh. Practice. The coach reads to us from The Art of War. A winning strategy is not about planning, he says. It's about quick responses to changing conditions. Then he has us do footwork drills followed by 40 wind sprints from the baseline to half court. The winner doesn't have to practice today, coach says, and Vondi blasts off like Apollo 17. See, there we go. Art of War of Apollo 17, real things. You could look them up. His long legs giving him an edge, but I'm the quickest guy on the team, so on the last lap, I run hard, take the lead by a foot, and even though I don't plan it, I let him win and get ready to practice harder. So he wants to practice. Walking home. Hey, JB, you think we can win the county championship this year? I don't know, man. Hey, JB, why do you think Dad never had knee surgery? Man, I don't know. Hey, G, why can't Dad eat? Look, filthy, we'll win if you stop missing free throws. Nobody likes doctors, and Dad can't eat foods with too much salt because Mom told him he can't. Any more questions? Yeah, one more. You want to play to 21 when we get home? Sure. You got $10? Yes. In the driveway, I'm shaking and baking. You don't want none of this, I say. I'm about to take it to the hole. Keep your eye on the ball. I hate to see you fall. You should have gone with your girlfriend to the mall. Just play ball, JB shouts. Okay, but watch out, my brother, Tar Heel lover. I'm about to go undercover. Then bring it, he says, and I do, and all the way to the top. So smooth, I make him drop. So nasty, the floor should be mopped. But before I can shoot, Mom makes a stop. Josh, come clean your room. Tar Heel. That comes from North Carolina. Remember, one likes Duke, one hates Duke, and likes North Carolina. All right, we'll stop there for after dinner. That's where we'll pick it up next. All right, so today, again, in the discussions, Schoology, all I want you to do today is actually just write one question you have about what I read today, just like we've been doing, okay? One question about something that you're more curious about. Okay, let's go.